Pursuit. Hope you are enjoying it so far. Yesterday we talked about restoring broken fellowship on chapter 20, and today on 21 we are talking about protecting the church. We have crossed the halfway mark, and so there's no stopping us now. So let's get right into our chapter for today. We know that in this section of the book, we're talking about we are formed for God's family, and the church is God's family. And yesterday we talked about being an active part of God's family, and if there is broken relationships, we have to fight and push to restore them. And so to protect our church family, what do? We have to realize again that when there is conflict, we have to restore fellowship, but we have to focus on commonalities. We do not have to focus on things that divide us. We have to focus on the things that unite us. There's a common saying that there are things that we should not talk about on the family dinner table. But we have to remember that as a church family, even as a blood family, we have differences. And for us to grow the church, for us to build the church, we have to focus on our commonalities, not on our differences, because differences divide, commonalities unite. We have to manage expectations. We have to understand that the church is not perfect, because the church is made of people, and if people are not perfect, the church will not be perfect. It's a system. Even technology fails us sometimes. So we have to always remember that there is always going to be aspects that need to be worked on, and we have to make ourselves a part of it, to say we are going to be a part of the building. We are not going to be part of those who divide, those who tear down, but those who build. And so accept the fact that the church is not perfect, and decide that you are going to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. Being part of the problem is by gossip. One of the ways we talked about it yesterday or 2 days ago, that when we have trust, when people are vulnerable in the church family and they express themselves to us, we have to be able to keep secrets. And so if we go around and gossip, those things divide the church and they make the church unhealthy. And we are not protecting the church by doing that. We have to encourage and not criticize. We talked about the fact that when in restoring fellowship yesterday, we said we should attack the problem, the situation, not the person, not the person's character. So not assaulting the character of someone, but focusing on the problem, focusing on the issue. So we have to encourage rather than criticize. I know it's not very easy, maybe when we are hurt or when someone does something that we do not appreciate, but we have to remember that if we focus on commonalities, and people would always hurt us, to err is human. We have to focus on the things that we can control, and don't worry about the things that we cannot control. And really, sometimes we cannot control other people's actions. As a matter of fact, for the most part, we cannot control other people's actions. We can only control our actions. So that's we have to focus on. And again, in restoring fellowship, and the biblical way for us to resolve conflict is, first of all, to meet the person one-to-one, talk about the issue. Again, when we're talking about the fact that we don't want to gossip, we meet the person one-on-one, talk about the issue. If it doesn't work, we meet an elder, we bring them in, we talk about the issue. And if it doesn't work, then we come to the church and we say, hey, we have tried, it's not working, this is the situation. When we do that, we show respect for the church, we show respect for the individual, we show that we are mature enough. Another thing, which is the last point here in protecting the church, is supporting church leadership. We know that the church leadership is there to help us. Church leaders are there to support us. Church leaders are there to encourage us. They are there to give account for our life before God. we have to protect them. They are human too, so they have flaws, they will make mistakes, but in protecting them, we can speak to them on things that we think need to be changed, suggestions, rather than going and again gossiping to divide the unity of the church. And so we have to think about that. The role is very demanding, and they need encouragement, they need understanding, and they need prayer. So my challenge to you today is make sure that you're praying for your leaders. And the question to consider is, what am I personally doing to protect unity in my church family right now? What am I doing to protect unity in my church family right now? As a matter of fact, the author mentioned that unity is mentioned more than heaven and hell in the New Testament. So God is interested in making sure that we are united. He's in heaven, the Trinity is united, and Jesus Christ prayed and said, God, let them be one, even as we are one. And so I want you to remember that you have a part to play in the unity of the church, in protecting the church. I hope you enjoyed this one. This was a quick one, but very vital for each and every one of us to understand that we have a role to protect our church. All right, I will see you on day 22 tomorrow. God bless you. Please share this video with someone, like the video, comment, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.